Yo, what is up YouTube? James Baek here. Welcome back to another episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. Today we are using the Xerneas and Yveltal team once again with Ninetales, Incineroar, Landis, and Amoonguss. If you haven't checked out the previous episode, I highly recommend go checking it out. But let us get started and play some games. This team was a team I was considering for the Oceania International Championship, and definitely I think it's a good team overall, especially if you can hit your moves. But that was the problem with me. I don't think I can hit moves that consistently. So yeah, I left this team behind, especially since this team does rely on getting snarls within the Yveltal and putting Xerneas in that good position where it can set up, which is definitely a crucial part of this team. Also, you gotta hit your fire moves with Ninetales if you do bring it, especially if it's against a Moongus, especially. So we'll see how this goes. Of course, one of the drawbacks with this team, which is also something I noticed when I was playing earlier, because I didn't really notice it when I was testing, but when I recorded it on Baek Battles, I just realized that whenever you bring Ninetales, the opponent's Incineroar becomes a lot more threatening. So you got to be very careful of bringing Ninetales and what positions you want to set up for. Because if you bring Ninetales and their Incineroar is really threatening you, even if you negate their Kyogre, like if the Incineroar is threatening you, there's no point of bringing it. But we got a team here with Kyogre, Amoonguss, Tapu Koko, Lunala, Stakataka, and Incineroar. So a really good matchup for Yveltal and Landers here. Yveltal Landers does really well here. I wonder if it's a Trick Room variant, a Tailwind of Lunala, or potentially both. I could probably just go Yveltal though. I think in these Trick Room style kind of games, I think it's Yveltal, Amoonguss, Landers, and Incineroar, just because one had to double intimidate. I could leave Landers too, which wouldn't be too bad, I guess. It really wouldn't be too bad. The question is where the Z move is. Lunala or Tapu Koko are proud carriers of the Z move on this team, and I'm really questioning which one it is. Because with Z move Lunala makes it easier, but if it's Z move Koko, it makes things a bit complicated. But I think I'm gonna go these four anyway because I think it is my best option here as combination. So we'll see how this goes, but I definitely do like Yveltal here in this matchup. Like preserving the Yveltal is gonna be very crucial here. And having Dark Pulse actually helps because like chipping away to Stakataka, where I think Dark Pulse does more than a foul play, especially since I'm intimidating it, which is why I kind of like Dark Pulse on this team, can be very helpful at times. So if we're going to lead the Yveltal and Amoonguss, we want to chip away to Stakataka because Stakataka is an annoying Pokemon to deal with. We're going to see the Incineroar Lunala lead here actually. Okay. We could always bring out our Incineroar and click Snarl here, which I don't think there's a drawback to this play at all. And once we get a Snarl off in a Lunala, we should put it in range of the Dark Pulse, which is really good here. So, or a Sucker Punch. We will go for Snarl here, and we will go for a switch into Incineroar because we don't want to take a Psyshock. It covers a lot of plays here. Although I think always your play should be just to fake out, maybe fake out Yveltal. I don't know. I think it's Fake Out Tailwind that should be coming out. I don't know who the Fake Out's going to go out into because I could Spore theoretically here. So I guess it's questionable, but I think just getting Incineroar here for that Intimidate onto my opponent's Incineroar is always really nice. And yeah, again, if we can chip away to Lunala, that's really good here, especially breaking that Shadow Shield. That's no Fake Out. I do miss the Incineroar, not too bad, because, you know, their chip would have been nice. In general, like getting chip is always nice with the team, but luckily it's not like the most important Snarl in the world. So we do get on to the Lunala. We will see a U-turn, hard U-turn actually coming out from the Incineroar into the Incineroar on my side. So that's probably Kyogre going to come in. Okay, which makes sense. That's a very aggressive play, but I like it. Because oh, Stakataka going to come in. Okay. And Trick Room. Okay. Alright, the question is, who does the Lunala switch out into? Because I could see it being multiple Pokemon here. Do you really want to chip away at both of these Pokemon? The question is, who do I want to chip away more? Because I think a Dark Pulse and a Stakataka would be nice, but I think the Lunala is always inclined to switch out, and I think the Pokemon that would come out would be the... I think it would be the Incineroar on my opponent's side again, coming back in. So Lunala is going to come out. I think Incineroar, because I could just Snarl here. Yeah. Okay, perfect. And I don't know if Stakataka protects, which is why I'm just going to go for the Fake Out into that slot. This isn't bad here. I get to go Landorus, and I also get to go my Amoonguss afterwards. So this is actually pretty good here. Okay, Stakataka didn't protect, so I could have went for a Dark Pulse, and that would have been nice. Especially since I have Low Kick. I could probably put in Low Kick range. But I mean, chipping away the Incineroar to put in Earthquake range? Definitely still a plus. As we will get a decent amount of damage into that Incineroar. We will be able to switch out. Hard Landorus, hard Amoonguss. I'm just trying to figure out which slot I should switch out into, but I think both are fine. Like, I don't think it really matters too much what slot is, because I think Incineroar should probably U-turn here, and I don't know what Staka does here. Probably just clicks Rock Slide. Like, I don't see a drawback to click Rock Slide here. Maybe the Incineroar goes for hard Flare Blitz, which would be a really nice read, but I will get Intimidated off into both of these Pokemon, so I should live Rock Slide into Flare Blitz here at the worst case, and the Incineroar chips itself to guarantee put itself in Earthquake range. Z-move gonna come out. Oh, Rocky. Okay. That's into Landorus. I would have preferred getting a Flare Blitz off. What? Wait, it's not Goggles on the Stakataka, which actually really makes this game interesting afterward. Oh, it's into the Amoonguss slot too. Oh, that works. Unless it's a double up in the Flare Blitz, then it's bad. Yeah, knock off into double up. Okay. And I survive. Yeah, that's perfect. I could actually use Swords Dance here. Yeah, I'm gonna Swords Dance here and go out hard in Incineroar. Grab on the Flare, but shouldn't knock out my Landorus at -2. Incineroar's probably inclined to switch out. Yeah, I like this play actually. I very much like this play. I can go for a Swords Dance, go aggressive here, because if my opponent plays defensive, which you kind of have to against this Landorus here, might be a Protect and a U-turn or switch out, which is, if I can capitalize off, is amazing for me. So let's see what my opponent does. Just goes for the Rock Slide. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't do much damage. Let's see what the Incineroar does. Probably a U-turn. It's fine. Into the Landorus. And should be the Kyogre coming in. If it's Lunala, that just makes my job so much easier. I get to go Yveltal afterward and click Dark Pulse into Z-move into the Stakataka. Yeah. Okay. Gladly take that. Oh, Landorus flinches, which sucks actually. Oh well. U-turn. No, I don't want to flinch with Incineroar. Yeah, I don't want to flinch with Incineroar on a Rock Slide here, because you're going to Rock Slide. I mean, that flinch kind of sucks for me, because I was going to get a free Swords Dance off, and then if Kyogre come in one of these turns, I just had so much pressure to where I could have just ground him KO'd it. But now it makes this game a little bit more complicated. But we're going to see Stakataka retreat. Is that the Kyogre? No, it's Incineroar. Okay, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's not too bad. Well, it's Cobra on the Lunala, so none of these have Goggles. So if you get Trick 'em Up, my Amoonguss just gets Spores off. Okay, that's not too bad. Bring out the Yveltal. Lunala protects, which is fine. We fail to protect. Trick Room goes back to normal. Here's the thing. I don't want to knock out Incineroar immediately because there's so much pressure that goes on there. This is kind of an awkward spot. I would have really loved to have that SD now, because I threatened a Groundium into Lunala as well as a Dark Pulse, and my opponent would have had to take one of those. Instead, what I have to do is I have to find a position where I can actually set up. I think I'm going to go hard Incineroar here. Because I think what you have to always do is you have to fake out my Yveltal again. Because you can't afford me knocking out your Lunala. Because if I knock out your Lunala, you're in a really awkward spot. So I think I'm going to Swords Dance here on the Trick Room. Yeah, fake out comes out. Yeah, Tarzan Yveltal slot. We will get Swords Dance up. Still a complicated spot. We will see the Trick Room come out, which is no surprise. I can fake out Groundium, I guess, the Incineroar slot. I could also go out... I'm also thinking of just protecting here, because I think you might want to try to double up here. Or maybe you have Wide Guard. I think I'm going to go Yveltal here, though. The reason is, if you're staying with both Pokemon, I could go out into Kyogre here. Because I don't think you want, like, to switch into a Groundium Z. That's, like, your biggest fear. Which is why I think you try to stack one of these Pokemon. Because would you risk a Groundium Z targeting out one of these slots? And then me just getting a knockout, which would be absolutely huge here. I'm going to go for a Protect here. This knockoff going to come out. Wow, you target down the Yveltal slot, really? Okay. It's fine. Moongeist, okay. That's fine. It's not the best, but it's not the worst. Because I can go for Earthquake now and Sucker Punch. If you have Wide Guard, I guess this makes it complicated, but I don't know. Do you have Wide Guard? That's the question. Well, I'm going to find out. I'm going to Sucker Punch anyway. The Incineroar's at -1, so it's not really doing too much. And if you Protect, you lose a Pokemon, so that's fine too. Okay. You also know I have Sucker Punch, so you know the Lunala is going to be threatened the following few turns. Where's the U-turn come out, though? Okay. U-turn. Something switching a +1 Earthquake. Whereas Kyogre, where I get good chip damage. Stakataka, which goes down immediately. I think Stakataka because, like, then you get a free switch to Ogre, and maybe that's, like, what you're trying to go for now. I think that's your only out right now. Yeah, Stakataka. Perfect. That worked so much for me. I'll get an Earthquake off as +1. I don't have to waste my Groundium right here. So it's Protect, Trick Room, Moongeist Beam. You want to assume Psyshock is the last move. You knock off Stakataka, which is good. So Stakataka goes down. How many turns of Trick Room are left? I think 1 or 2. I think it's 2. Kyogre comes out. This is where it gets tricky. Because it was 2. Yeah, it's 2. This is where it gets complicated. As long as I have Pokemon that can survive, like if I can get Landorus next to Yveltal, that's good. Actually, no. I think I always just go Amoonguss here and protect Landorus, because what you should always do, I think. Well, I guess my opponent didn't go for it. I thought it was gonna be Incineroar and just click Water Spout to avoid the Earthquake damage. I guess this is fine too, because like if you stay in with both. Yeah, if you just Water Spout, that's fine. Let's see what the Lunala goes for. Is it a double yeah, that's fine. Nice side shot call. Actually, no, there's no reason not to Moongeist Beam, actually. Yeah, but we reveal what my opponent does, and now we can go on Incineroar here. And basically, what we're trying to do is get into that position where now we can go for a fake out into a... It's so complicated, but as long as I deny Trick Room, I should be fine. I guess the question is whether I predict the Here's the thing, right? This is the complicated part. Okay, so I feel like your best place to go in Incineroar protect Kyogre. Because if you protect Kyogre here, and I Swords Dance, then I could Tectonic Rage the following turn. You'd be in a really awful spot. I think I'm gonna go for Tectonic Rage. I mean, I don't really have much time to think about this. I think I'm just gonna go for it right here. I think you should always switch out in Incineroar. Yeah, good play. But that's fine though, because I'm at neutral here with my Landers. So as long as I get decent damage off in this Kyogre, I should be fine for this game. Yeah, nice protect here. I should have a Swords Dance there. Swords Dance was a better play. I was worried about my opponent saying with Lunala because he did the first time. So I was like, oh, maybe we do it the second time. It puts me in a really weird spot. Okay. So we're going to go for Tectonic Rage here. It's not over for us yet, though. It's not over for us yet. Dang, that first flinch actually really got me screwed over because I would have probably had a +3 Landers. Or I could have, again, pressured the Lunala, doubled up, and my opponent never got Trick him up, and then VGC Battle just won. Dang. Yeah, I don't do much to the Kyogre, which is fine. Trick him returns to normal. Well, you turn the Kyogre and protect our Landers. We want to sack the Incineroar here. Basically, I think we could still win with our Yveltal if played properly. Actually, no, we could easily still win with our Yveltal now that I think about it. Because it's not Wide Guard Lunala. Because that's huge. I guess... Okay, here's the thing. What do you do with Incineroar? You don't switch out, which is good, because... we went Lunala there, I actually was in a lot of trouble. I think if you went into Lunala, you actually had so much more you had so much more positioning. Okay, but this works out perfect. Unless you U-turned yourself, but I don't think you should. No, you just knock off, which is fine. Ooh, okay, we get to go Kyogre here. We get to go Yveltal here. I think we always click Snarl into Earthquake. Or do we go for a Dark Pulse? Because I think... does Incineroar switch out and sack Lunala? Because I think keeping Incineroar alive is very nice for you, actually. Here's the thing. I don't know if Dark Pulse is enough. Maybe Sucker Punch does enough, but like that... the Kyogre looks physically defensive, that's why. I'm going to go for the Snarl. Because I think it gives me my best outs. Especially my opponent gives me Incineroar here, but I think you should always sack Lunala and keep Incineroar alive. Because you have the Incineroar at neutral. Yeah, I think your play is always to switch out Incineroar, and I don't know what you do with Kyogre though. But you stay in, which, if I get Incineroar, this game's not over at all. So I get an Earthquake off, I knock out Incineroar. Dark Pulse and the Sucker Punch would have been really close, I want to say, but I don't think it would have been enough. Snarl. We needed that to hit. Why did he go? Oh my lord, he went for Thunder too. Wait, if I don't get parried. Okay. That's like the biggest throw I've ever seen though. I think you should have went Lunala first and then just went for Scald. Yeah. Because now I get to click Earthquake into the Kyogre, which I know is going to KO. And Dark Pulse. Like, the only reason I was scared of the Snarl missing was because I found Origin Pulse was going to come out. And then it was going to be like the 2v1, which that's what I was thinking this endgame should have gone to if my opponent's staying with Incineroar. Well, Dark Pulse here. We'll go for a Earthquake. We should knock out the Kyogre. And we're not letting Trick him go up again. And we're not risking a Snarl miss. Man, that was like a really big throw, though, in my opinion. That was a really big throw, in my opinion. Like, I don't think it would have guaranteed him the game if he switched out Incineroar into the Yveltal, into the Lunala. But I think it would have given him the best odds of winning. And yeah, you're going to protect here, but like Landers is guaranteed faster and guarantees gets the Earthquake damage off. Which, if I did memorize the numbers, it should be able to knock out the Kyogre at this range, yeah. Because we did like about 50. Maybe a little less than 50, but yeah, like, we knock out the Kyogre and that's game. And now we have Dark Pulse and we can't miss. Oh boy. I don't get out of any move why you would click Thunder there. I could get staying with Incineroar, although I do think Lunala was the better play, but I just don't get Thunder there. at all. Even if you have Scald, I think knockout the Landorus was... I guess if you're trying to get rid of Yveltal, but I think switching out Incineroar and Lunala was the better play. That's just my opinion. Because I think, here's what I'm thinking the end game comes down to. If you knock out the Landorus, you're able to, and stack your Lunala, you're able to get Incineroar in a 1v1 versus the Yveltal at least, or you get a 2v1 for the current moment. And you get to click Fake Out in the Thunder since I'm a Sylvest, so yeah, I can't really do too much. I have to Oblivion Wing and hope I recover enough, but Rain's going to stall out soon, so you can get more Flare Blizzes off. It would have really just came down to that, but yeah, we were just able to pull out that win, it looks like. Man, I don't know about that. But, we're just going to cut it out till we find the second battle, I suppose. Yeah, we're just going to cut it out till we can find the second battle. We'll be right back with the second game of today's episode. 1563 rated player from Japan as our second opponent of today. Oh boy, the mirror with Stakataka among us instead. This is really weird. Can I even bring Yveltal? No, I can't really bring Yveltal. I think the play is to lead Xerneas, Incin. I think the 4 Pokemon I need are going to be... Man, I can't bring Ninetales. We had a Kyogre in the last match, but I don't think it was that good against Trick Room Kyogre. Since I feel like Ninetales should be brought with the Xerneas, because usually it just helps with the Xerneas sweep much more reliably than just bringing it solo with like Yveltal. I think I'm going to bring Xerneas, Landorus with Incineroar and Amoonguss in the back. This game is going to be really complicated because it's going to come down to how well we can handle each other's Xerneases, as well as... I guess what's nice is I have a Landorus to deal with the Stakataka, which is a Pokemon that's usually very problematic for this team to handle, which is really nice here. Also kind of helps with the Yveltal, which is also super solid. And grounding does a lot to Amoonguss, so I guess it's not too bad, but... We'll see how this matchup goes. I'm not sure if we bring Feeny here. Feeny might be a decisive member, especially if it's light screen and stuff. But we're gonna see Landorus, Feeny plus the Yveltal here. Ooh, it's max speed Yveltal. So has a Z move. Okay. Well, I'm not gonna Geomancy here, for sure. The reason I never Geomancy here is because of the fact that 1, it could be a Z move in the Landorus. Not risking that. 2, Stakataka could be a problem. Ooh, it's a Misty Seed. Okay. Also, I gotta find my 3DS charger because I don't know where it is. Okay, we gotta chip away this Feeny. I think we just go for the Moonblast into the Yveltal, or do I just go for a Gleam? I think if I get rid of the Yveltal, it's one step closer to my goal. But I kind of need to chip both, especially since the Feeny can always go for Heal Pulse. So I think I'm just going to go Incineroar here and Gleam. Because it gets a reliable chip on everything. And putting this Feeny in range of the Z is pretty nice. I got to find my charger because I haven't charged my 3DS since I came back from the event. So let's see what's going to come out here from my opponent. Yes, I can't find my charger. Oh, here it is. Gleam. Did we win the speed tie against Yveltal or did it do something? It's a Sylvest Yveltal looks like. This is Snarl, which is fine. It might be I don't think you should haze here if you're my opponent. Like, I don't think you should haze here. It is a light screen, okay. Which is fine. Because Amoonguss isn't meant for damage and Xerneas isn't really gonna help with it. I guess we just Moonblast the Yveltal and Fake Out the Feeny. Like, we want to chip away the Yveltal to where 2 Moonblasts can potentially knock it out. So it's max speed Yveltal, okay. So we'll Fake Out the Feeny to deny a Heal Pulse. Because we're hoping 2 Moonblasts can knock it out. Might not, though, after this Snarl speed tie. Okay, let's see. Especially after the light screen, I don't think this is actually, now that I think about it. I think we had to win that speed tie. Yeah, that does nothing. Now my opponent's getting good chip into Xerneas. I guess we could go Amoonguss here and we can Spore the Yveltal. Like, I feel like we can get into a position where we can Geomancy. Do I want to U-turn to Yveltal or do U-turn to Feeny? Like, we're going to shift our focus from everything from to tackling the Yveltal to chipping away this Feeny to put in range of our Geomancy. So we're going to get in a Amoonguss. We're going to see the Snarl, which is fine. Because now we can Oblivion Wing the following turn. We can Spore the Yveltal the following turn. Or we could Clear Smog the Feeny. Yeah, Heal Pulse is going to come out. No surprise there. Like, if we could also get a Sword Stance up with our Landorus, we can just win this game easily too. U-turn does a decent amount of Feeny with a critical hit, which is fine. Also, if we can stall out this, terrain, it'd be really nice. We're gonna go Xerneas here. And we just click Spore and I think Gleam. Because I don't want to Geomancy yet. I want to make sure I can get into a decent position with Geomancy. 2 turns of Light Screen. Spore. Gleam. Is the play. Because we also want to put Feeny in range of a +2 Gleam. We're going to see the Yveltal retreat. Stakataka might be coming in. Yeah, that's fine. Because I'm not Geomancing just yet. We will get a Gleam off. Decent damage. What's a Feeny going to go for? Icy Wind. Okay. I can't risk Gyro Ball. I'm gonna Clear Smog the Feeny. Yeah. Oh, it's Goggles. Oh, it's kind of nice that it reveals it for us. Okay. So we'll Clear Smog the Feeny, and I feel like I think Incineroar is always the play, even though I think you're gonna just Rock Slide anyway. I think Incineroar is always the play. So my opponent didn't either bring Incineroar, Amoonguss, or Xerneas, which I think are all important Pokemon in this matchup. So let's see here. We'll get Intimidate off into these Pokemon. I wonder what the Pokemon my opponent opted not to bring is. Icy Wind gonna come out, which is fine. Let's also see what Stakataka decides to do. If it's gonna be a if it's gonna be a Rock Slide, if it's gonna be Gyro Ball, or a Trick Room. Is Smog gonna come out? Yeah, it doesn't do anything after all the Snarls and the Light Screen. As we see Gyro Ball. Okay, perfect. So we can get Landorus and just fake out the Feeny. That actually might be pretty good here. Yeah, so I'm gonna bring out my Landorus. Click fake out into the Feeny. Because Landorus gets an Intimidate off, which is really nice here. And then we fake out should put the Feeny in range of Rock Tomb. We could switch out our Amoonguss the following turn. Yeah, and I also don't want my opponent to get another Light Screen up. So we'll bring out the Landorus here. We'll get Intimidate off. See what my opponent decides to do. We will get a fake out into the Feeny. Does connect. Gets a crit, but I don't think it matters. Rock Slide going to come out. Incineroar Voice, which is nice. Please don't crit the Landorus though. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I didn't really care if the Rock Slide hit. It wouldn't have done too much anyway. It might have also allowed me to switch in Incineroar, and a Snarl might have put in Berry range. We're going to just switch out into Amoonguss here and Rock Tomb the Feeny. I can see Stakataka switching out here into the Yveltal, which I think would be a really good play here. And I think getting Amoonguss in just to deny Xerneas a potential setup is always helpful. So we're going to see that switch out. Yep, Yveltal going to come out. No surprise there. And let's see. Rock Tomb does connect with the Feeny, so we will be able to knock out the Feeny. Nice. Okay. And that means one more target for... Well, one Misty Terrain's gone, so I can now Spore my opponent, which is really good here. We'll see what my opponent decides to bring out next. It's going to be the Xerneas. We're going to go for the Spore into the Xerneas. We're going to go in Instant, and then we're going to clear Smog here. It's kind of awkward having both of these Pokemon speed tying. The only thing is if it's sub Xerneas, but there's not much I can do other than maybe attempt to go for the Clear Smog immediately, which wouldn't be a bad option, but I feel like if we draw off Moonblast, I'm in trouble. So I'm going to go for the Spore. Also, I don't think you would have sub if you already have a Feeny and a Safety Goggles Stakataka to help with Amoonguss. So yeah, we're gonna go Incineroar here. And let's see, and I think a strong spread is really important on this team. Yeah, we're gonna see Geomancy, which is fine. If it's a Blooming Wing, I just fake out the Yveltal the following turn and just click Clear Smog into the Xerneas, and we're in a very solid position. So yeah, we are looking pretty good right now, especially since I could probably set up my own Xerneas and get it next to my Landorus, and that should be able to win the game. Yeah, Blooming Wing. And we're pretty healthy, so we'll take this pretty easily. We would actually live another one, but I don't think I'm going to risk a crit. I think, although I could U-turn here, which would be really nice, I don't think I ever risk it. So I'm going to Clear Smog the Xerneas and just fake out the Yveltal. I don't want to risk a crit here. Or the Yveltal has some kind of move that can actually touch my Amoonguss that can knock it out potentially, but I don't know what that would be. Fake out. Clear Smog. Then we could switch out Amoonguss and U-turn. Or we could attempt to Spore the Yveltal, which might be better. So we're going to fake out the Yveltal. Clear Smog the Xerneas. Nice, it can't set up no longer. Oh, we crit the Clear Smog too. Okay. That's extra damage, which is helpful because it puts in Gleam range. Well, U-turn the Yveltal. We also have low kick for the Stakataka. Actually, now that I think about it, and that actually helps so much in this mirror match. Because we'll Spore and Clear Smog the Yveltal, because either Stakataka is coming in or Yveltal's just doing something. Don't really mind losing Amoonguss here because it's not really too helpful in, well, right here, right now. Should probably be a Gleam into a Blooming Wing if my opponent tries to go for it. I think that's your out here. And again, we're trying to get Xerneas next to Incineroar where we can threaten a low kick pressure into the Yveltal slot. Xerneas is going to stay asleep, which is helpful. I could set up Geomancy. Blooming Wing going to come out. Oh, crits? Or is that just a high roll this time? No, it's just a high roll. Okay, which is fine. I got a U-turn off. And I'm gonna go Xerneas, and then go back into Incin, and then low kick the Yveltal slot, because I either get the chip damage to put him in +1 Moonblast range, or I get to catch the Stakataka on the switch. Okay. So we go Incineroar here. And we click low kick. We could also Moonblast low kick, which also wouldn't be too bad. I guess if Xerneas wins the speed tie, gets the Moonblast off, and then Yveltal wins the speed tie, gets an Oblivion Wing. But I feel like you should always go stack here. The stack isn't in a bad spot. Yeah, I feel like you should always go stack here. Because if you don't expect me to have low kick, I'm in a really good spot. I guess I could have also U-turned as well. U-turn wouldn't have been that bad because I get in Landers. Yeah, maybe I should U-turn. But it looks like we are able to get Geomancy off, and that should seal up the end of this game. I also wonder what... Well, I guess if you crit here, that's bad. Yeah, maybe my play wasn't the most optimal because I could have just faked out anyway, and the Moonblast and the low kick knocks out my opponent anyway, regardless. Let's see what my opponent decides to do though. Snarl here. Incineroar avoids, but I don't think the chip matters unless it's a mod Xerneas going for a Moonblast in my Incineroar here. So Xerneas takes 3 turns anyway. We're going to be able to get a low kick off. Into the Yveltal. I actually did a lot of damage. I'm surprised about that damage. I'm going to Gleam here. As long as I get the Gleam and U-turn damage, I should have this game sealed up. So we're going to go for Gleam. I'm not sure if it KOs both, but even if it does, I'm in a great position regardless. If it doesn't, not the worst position. We are able to knock out the Yveltal. We are going to see the Xerneas wake up finally and get a Moonblast off, but it's a bit too late for that. I feel like it's not even timid Xerneas at this point. We get a U-turn off. Like, we don't knock out Xerneas, but I mean, Saka just wins the game by clicking Gleam into. Actually, no, I should always Moonblast the Xerneas and Tectonic Rage the Stakataka. The reason I always make that play is because of the fact that if the Stakataka carries Wide Guard, and I guess goes for Gleam, double crits me, maybe my opponent could win with a Moonblast crit. Yeah. Stakataka comes out. Yeah, I don't risk a double crit with Gleam. And even if you protect Stakataka, like this Tectonic Rage puts you in Moonblast range regardless. So yeah, there's not much my opponent can do. Yeah, and there is the Wide Guard, so I did call it right. So there is a Wide Guard on the Stakataka. No surprise there, but we will be able to get a Moonblast off into the Xerneas. As Xerneas does go down. And Tectonic Rage will finish off the safety guard with Stakataka, and that's going to be a good game. So, luckily the Landorus coming in really clutch there. Like, again, getting Landorus next to Xerneas really helped here. And having that low kick option was actually pretty handy because of the fact that it helps against the Stakataka repositioning mirror, where if we are able to get Xerneas boosted up, Moonblast and the low kick should be able to knock out Stakataka, which is actually a pretty good thing to know about. So, because I never really click low kick with Incineroar, this is like probably one of the few times I've actually really clicked low kick. And position where I was able to get in a position where this actually really helped having low kick, but we were just able to get we were able to get rid of Feeny, get rid of the light screen, deny the light screen setup once again, able to deny Xerneas the setup, which, you know, is the thing. These XY teams kind of struggle with Amoonguss, especially since my opponent didn't bring in Incineroar, and Stakataka really doesn't do that much damage to Amoonguss, especially after some Intimidates. So yeah, luckily we were just able to basically have our Amoonguss there, just tank up attacks, get rid of my opponent's offensive presence with the Xerneas' Geomancy, and then we were just able to pile right on through. But hope you enjoyed today's episode of VGC 2019 Baek Battles. If you do enjoy this episode and all the other videos, be sure to leave a like down below. You can check out my other videos, by the way, in the playlist down below in the description, and my social media as well. If you want to go that extra mile to support my content, there is my Patreon page link down below. But otherwise, here are some ways to help out me and my channel. There's liking the video, leaving a comment down below, and sharing this video with your friends. Otherwise, that is pretty much it, unless you want to try out the pay spin of the team down below, which is also linked. But otherwise, thank you all for tuning in. Have a great day, people. Until we battle again, I'll catch y'all later.